Welcome everybody to Brandon and Biloxi talking some sports here on YouTube. You can look us up or find me on Facebook at Brandon Harris, Biloxi, Mississippi, United States Air Force. I'm using the title Brandon and Biloxi because I got famous with that on 1490, 1620 the team here in Biloxi, Mississippi. We're going to talk a couple of things today. First, I would like to send a congrats out and a thank you to Colin Cowherd and Keith Trimble for helping me to see a bigger picture and be more educated about sports and what topics we're going to talk about here on Brandon and Biloxi. Each week we're going to try to bring you a 10 to 15 minute show a couple times a week. Today we're just going to start with a little 5-minute intro. We're going to talk about the AFC and NFC championship, and I'm going to give you my picks that you can take straight to the counter in Las Vegas, Nevada, where I frequently go on a yearly basis. And I would like to first start off by talking about the Packers and the Bears. And I would like to say, just like I did on Matt and Tommy's show on 1490 The Team here in Biloxi, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6. Then if I'm talking about the Packers and the Bears, I got to talk about the Packers being the more dominant team. The Packers being the more talented team. They got a better defense and they got a better offense. The big advantages the Bears have is they have a better head coaching staff because they're polluted with head coaches playing a part as a defensive coordinator, as an offensive line coordinator, and as an offensive coordinator. I've been talking about this for weeks about how coaching staffs, especially like coaching staffs at Oklahoma and everybody who uses former offensive coaches and head coaches to play the part, you get a better coaching staff. And finally, Fox Sports caught on to it. I saw the little highlight they showed on the Bears Seahawks game the other day, and I was thinking to myself, well, I've been talking about that for weeks. So, Packers Bears, two things go into play here. First of all, the field conditions. If the field conditions are as bad as they were against Seattle, the Bears will be definitely favored in that aspect because the Bears really, they're not as talented as the Packers, but that field, it looks like they go out and practice. They put a bunch of divots in the ground. Then they go back out and practice and say, well, that's not where to run, and that's not where to run. So that way the opposing team don't know any better. So I think the Packers would be at a disadvantage there. So if I had to go to the casino today and place a bet, I would take the Packers and I'd give the 3.5. However, now if I was going an hour before the game, when the pregame's on, and I saw that the field was as bad as it was the other day, I would have to go with the Bear or go take the points and go with the Bears. I don't still believe the Bears will win. I believe if the field's bad, the Packers win by a field goal. If the field's good, I believe the Packers win by 14 points. Yes, I said 14 points because I do believe the Packers on a level playing field, a turf indoors right now, might not be beatable. Now off to the AFC Championship game. Jets in Pittsburgh is really going to be whoever turns the ball over less and whoever has the less amount of injuries because you know both of these teams are going to hit you and they're going to hit you hard and they're going to play outstanding defense. Now it's easy to play outstanding defense against two offenses that are really not that great. The key to both of their offenses is running the ball, and obviously whoever runs the ball more will wind up winning the game as well. So if I'm going to the casino today, I'm taking the Jets and I'm taking the 3.5 points, period. If I'm going before the game, I'm still taking the Jets and the 3.5 points, barring any injuries that are perceivably too drastic. Now, the last thing we're going to do today from Brandon and Biloxi on YouTube was we're going to talk a little bit about ranking the quarterbacks and the head coaches. They brought this up on 1490, 1620 the team here in Biloxi. Matt and Tommy, watch them, listen to them online, found them on Facebook, like them. I'm going to rank the head coaches first, and I'm going to throw out this disclaimer. You got a Super Bowl ring, I'm going to automatically put you number one. Mike Tomlin, you and your staff are number one. When I rank head coaches, I talk about the whole staff because I do not believe that it's just one person that makes up the whole coaching staff. Number two, I'm going to have to put Rex Ryan. I love, ever since Hard Knocks on HBO, I love the whole coaching staff from the Jets. I'm not very fond of the language all the time, but I like the coaching staff and I like what they bring to the table. Number three, I'm going to put Lovie Smith, only because of all the assistants that he has around him. And I know he's been to the Super Bowl before. I don't give him much credit for that. The NFC was down at that time, and he had a great defense, and Devin Hester sprung to life that year. And I don't give Lovey many props for that right there. But with all the staff around him now, I really think that he's developed and becoming a better head coach. And 4, I'm going to put Mike McCartney just because he's the baby to the crowd when it comes to playoff experience, and that's the only reason I have him at 4. Now, quarterbacks. Absolute only reason I'm putting Ben Roethlisberger number 1 is because of that hardware he wears on his ring finger. I believe Ben Roethlisberger is the same way as Tom Brady. Neither one of them won a Super Bowl where the offense was the dominant force of the team. If you look at it, the Patriots have not won a Super Bowl since the offense has been the main part who carries them through the playoffs. It was the defenses. But second, I'm going to put Aaron Rodgers. I really believe he has the most talent. He's going to be the gunslinger. He's going to knock the Bears down this weekend. I really think Aaron Rodgers is the man. Third, I'm going to put Sanchez, not because he's the most talented, but he's the one I have more confidence in than Jay Cutler, who I'm putting fourth. Now, if you rank these based on just potential, I wouldn't put Cutler fourth. Obviously, he'd probably be at number 1 or 2 because his potential for how the big arm and how he can throw the ball would be great. But confidence level, I don't trust him. I don't trust him in a big game. I don't trust him to not make a mistake. I don't trust him to go through his progressions quick enough, and he's going to get sacked quite a few times. Clay Matthews is going to be all up in that grill this weekend. So to wrap up, I'd like to say thanks again to Colin and Keith. I hope you both get to check the show out. Matt and Tommy here in Biloxi. And the next show will be coming to you about Tuesday or Thursday night, talking about the conference championships games this weekend, a little mini preview of our Super Bowl picks, and top 5 for college football. And we're going to talk about a little recruiting, and we're going to talk about teaching you how to look at the bigger picture and teaching all these fans out there who don't see past their own team how to really see the big picture. Because it's great to talk about college football, but it's really aggravating to talk about college football with somebody who don't know the name of any player on any other team besides their own, because that means their opinion's just biased. And at Brandon and Biloxi show here on YouTube, we're not biased. We're honest and straight to the point. So I appreciate you coming by. Look me up. Send an email at bjh12_2000 at yahoo.com, or look me up on Facebook, Brandon Harris. Find me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. This is Brandon and Biloxi. I'm out.